Hello everyone, welcome to GingerGear. My name is GingerBeard, and today I'm going to be showing you how to create shooting in Firefly. So what we'll be doing is we're going to be taking a 2D bullet and a 3D bullet. And the 2D bullet's going to be doing all the movement and collisioning, while the 3D bullet's just going to be for show and it's going to be following the 2D bullet. And if you're new here and you're checking out all this and you're seeing, like, I have a bunch of stuff already placed down in here, don't worry about it. This is all stuff I've done in a previous video. And if you want to check it out, we'll have a link in the description below. Now let's go on and proceed. So the first two things we're going to need is an active and a primitive. So what we're going to do is we're going to double click and we're going to go to all objects and we're going to grab our active object, which will be our bullet. And I can see I'm already have it on the second layer, so let me fix that real quick. Delete that. Okay. Now I have it on the third layer like I want it. Now let's go on and grab our primitive. So let's go and grab the Firefly primitive. Place that down in here. And there we go. So now let's go on and rename both of them. So I'm going to take and rename the first one, our active. I'm going to name it Bullet 2D, and I'm going to name the 3D one, rename Bullet 3D. So now, since we have all that done, let's go on and add art to the 2D bullet. Now let's go on and hit new or clear, and let's go on and go to size, which is these two arrows right here, and let's go to our width and change it to 8, and our height change it to 8, because I think that would be a perfect size for a bullet. Hit apply, and now let's go to our hotspot, and let's go to quick move and make sure that hotspot is in the middle. There we go. So now let's go on and pick a color. I'm just going to do green because I already have that selected. Hit OK. Now we have our 2D bullet. Now let's get our 3D bullet all ready. So let's go down to our properties tab, and we'll go to settings right here on this check mark, and we want to go to size and change this to 8, and let's keep it at cube. Now since we got all that done, let's go and add values to all of our stuff, because we're going to need a value for our bullet, our 2D one and 3D one, and we're going to need a new value for our player. So let's go on to our bullet. Let's go to the properties tab. We're going to go to AZ, which is values, and let's go and hit new alterable value, and let's name this one. Name it XDIR. Okay, so now let's go to our 3D bullet. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go to the AZ tab, which is going to be values. We're going to click a new one. And let's name this one Fixed ID. Okay. So now since we got them two done, let's go on and get our player. So we're going to go to the AZ tab, new. And we want to type this one in XDIR. We're going to do the same thing like we did our bullet. Okay, so we have all of our values created. Now let's go on and get into the event list editor. Now I'm going to be doing the event list editor this time because I think it'll be easier to see. Because before, when I was doing the regular event or the event editor, it could be kind of hard to sometimes keep track, where if you're kind of already in the video and maybe you made a mistake somewhere and you're not going to be able to see, you have to rewind the whole video just to see it. And the event list editor will have everything placed down in a list, so it'll be easy to see. So I can go and show you actually. So let's go to event list editor, which is going to be this button right here, and you can see already that here is all of our events from the last video, and you can see how they're all in a list. Here's our condition, and here is all of our actions. Okay, so while we're in here, we are going to need to do something to our movement. And right here on repeat, while D is pressed and A is pressed, we want to come down to our user is holding right input key. We want to right click. We want to insert. And we want to insert another action. And what we want to do is, we want to go to our player, alterable values, set, and we want to set the xdir to 1. And now we want to come down to our A is being pressed, right click on the user is holding left input key, insert, go to our player, alterable values, set, xdir to -1. There we go. And the reasons for this is because when we go to shoot a bullet, we want to know which direction this bullet should go. And to do that, we need to check where the character is facing, or our player. So that's what these values are going to do. When we hit D, it's going to set it to 1, and if we hit A, it's going to set it to -1. That'll be our directions. Now, we're done here, so let's go on and fold up the movement and our starter frame. Now let's go on and create a group of events, and we're going to call it shooting. So right click, hit insert, a group of events. I'm going to name this one shooting. Okay, so let's go on and hit a new condition. And we want to go to the mouse and keyboard. And we'll go to keyboard. And upon pressing a key, and this is going to be shift. So now let's go to insert your action here. That's where we're going to put all of our actions. And what we want to do now is create the bullet as soon as we hit shift. So we're going to go to new object, create an object, and we want to click on the bullet 2D. Now we want to go on and set, hang on, kind of half on the other monitor over here. So now what we want to do is go to relative to, we're going to click on that little dot right there, and now we want to pick where we want the bullet to spawn at, and we want to pick our player. But since the player's hotspot's on the feet, the bullet's going to spawn there. So to fix this, let's just go to our Y, and let's type in -16. So now that will fix it. Now we're going to hit OK, and there we go. Now what we're going to need to do is, like earlier I said, we're going to have it where the player, if I hit left, that's going to tell, or if I hit left, it's going to put it to -1 on that value we set earlier, or what we had the player setting when we hit the movement keys. That's our direction. So now what we need to do is, whatever our direction value is, we want to set that direction value to the bullet. So to do that, we're going to right click on our bullet right here, on our action, and we're going to right click and hit insert. And what we're going to do is, we're going to bullet, our 2D one, and let's go to alterable value, set, and our xdir, we want to set it to our player's xdir. There we go. Let's make sure this is on the bottom, so let's drag this down and make sure that creating the object is first. Now since we got that done, let's go on and right click on the action we just made, hit add, and now we want to create the 3D bullet. So let's go to our 3D bullet, and we want to, oh, not our 3D bullet, we want to go to create, so new object, create object, and now we want to do our 3D bullet. Now this one don't have to be anywhere particular, this really can be anywhere, so I can just plop it at any coordinate and be fine. I'm going to hit OK. Now let's go on and set our 3D bullets fixed ID value that we set earlier, or create it, to the bullet's fixed ID, or 2D one. So what I mean by that is, when we create our 2D bullet and our 3D bullet, when we start making our 2D bullet move, the 3D bullet's not going to know where to go. And to fix this, we're going to have that value that we just created, we're going to have it grab the fixed ID of the bullet we just created, or the 2D one. So let's go in and create a new condition. So now what we want to do is check our 3D bullet. We want to go to alterable values, compare, and we have this fixed ID. We want to see if it's equal to 0. And if his value is equal to 0, we want to insert an action here, and we want to set that fixed ID, alterable values, set fixed ID to the 2D bullet fixed ID. There we go. So now what we need to do is get the bullet to start moving. Now what we want to do is we want to add another condition, and this time we're going to check the direction of our 2D bullet. So let's go on and compare. So we're going to go to alterable values, compare, and we want to compare the XDir, and let's just say 1. So if it's 1, we want the bullet to move right. But I just remembered something, and we forgot one value. So what we want to do is we want to go back to our frame editor, and we want to go to our 2D bullet, and at the AZ tab we want to go to new, and we want to add another alterable value, and this one's going to be X speed. And let's go and set this, because when we create our bullet, and once it knows which way to go, we need to know how fast it needs to go. And to do this, we want to use the X speed value that we just created. So let's go on and set it to something like maybe 5 would be fine. Now we can go back to the event list editor, and we can go to insert an action. And now let's go on and click on our 2D bullet. We're going to go to positions, set X coordinate, and we want to go to our 2D bullet. We want to set its X coordinate to its X coordinate plus the value that we just made. So let's go to our 2D bullet, value. We're going to go to A to M and retrieve X speed. There we go. So now we need to create the other direction. So I'm going to go to new condition. We're going to go to 2D bullet. We want to go to compare. XDir is equal to -1. And now we want to insert a condition or an action. Let's go to our bullet, and we want to do the same thing. We're going to go to our position, set X coordinate to our X coordinate, and this time we're going to do negative, and we're going to go to our 2D bullet, and we're going to go to values, A to M, X speed. There we go. So now when we create the bullet, when we shoot, now the 2D bullet is going to be able to move left and right. But there is one thing. Our 3D object is still not going to follow these bullets. And to do that, we need to now check for the fixed value, or the fixed ID. So let's go into new condition. And in the condition, we want to go to our special conditions, and let's go to compare two general values. And now we want to go to our 3D bullet, and we'll go to our value, A to M, and fixed value, or fixed ID. And now we want to see if it's equal to our 2D bullets fixed value. There you go. Now let's go and hit OK. And after that, now we need to set the X coordinate to be the same as our 2D bullet. So let's go into our 3D bullet, and we want to go to node properties. We'll go to positions, X coordinate, and now let's go on and set the X coordinate to our 2D bullet. So let's go to our 2D bullet, position, X coordinate. And now let's do the same thing, but only for the Y. So let's go and right click, hit insert. Let's go to our 3D bullet, node properties, position, Y coordinate. And let's go on and set the Y coordinate to our 2D bullets Y coordinate. There we go. So now, if we go on and run the application, you can see this is where we left off. We can move around, jump. But now if we hit shift, I'm going to go on and hit D. So if I hit shift, you can see the bullet and the 3D bullets are following the 2D bullets. And if I hit right or left, which is A, you can see now they're firing that way. We're going to hit right, left. So now we need to do one more thing, and we're going to need to get these bullets to be destroyed when they come in contact with the wall or something. So to do that, let's go to the frame editor. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to go on and grab our wall, because to test this out we're going to need a wall. So let's go to our paint mode. Let's grab our floor/wall, and let's go on and create a wall here and a wall here. And let's go on and put our player inside of it. So let's go on and move him in the center. And now let's go on to our event list editor, and let's go on and add the code to go on and get them destroyed. So we'll go and hit a new condition. We'll go to our bullet and collisions. So if our bullet overlaps another object, and it's going to be our floor/wall, and we want to add another condition, which is going to be checking for if those IDs are the same, like our 3D bullet and our 2D bullet is the same. So let's go into our 3D bullet, let's go to our multiple values, compare, and if the fixed ID of our 3D bullet is equal to the fixed ID of the 2D bullet, so it's going to retrieve fixed value, are equal to each other, we want to destroy them. So let's go and add an action, and we're going to go to our 2D bullet and do destroy. And same thing for the 3D one. So we're going to right click, insert, go to our 3D bullet, and destroy. So that should be about it now. If we go on and run the application, you can see move. Let's go on and shoot that wall on the right. Okay, I figured it out. It was because that the fix ID, it was above the overlap. Make sure the overlap is first and then the ID. So now if we run the application, I'm going to go on and shoot the wall on the right. You can see they're getting destroyed. Now I'm going to bring the debugger on the screen right here, and you can see that we have 194 objects total in this world. You want to see that jump to two numbers, so we want to see it change from 194 to 196, and then as soon as it hits the wall, it should go back down to 194. So I'm going to go on and shoot it. There you go. And we can also do the other. We can also do the left wall. There you go. And there you have it. You can shoot left and right. We have the 3D bullets following the 2D bullets, and we have when the 2D bullets collision with the wall, they destroy both of them. So if you found this video useful, be sure to leave a like. And if you need any help, be sure to leave a comment down below. And if you like our content, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to keep notified. And we will see you later. Goodbye.